Hey guys, what's up? This is Pantsar Dragon, and today we'll be doing the top 5 best mid laners for solo queue. Now mid laners didn't really get changed that much this patch, except for Ahri, but that's kind of it. And also explanations in this video will be a little bit rushed since I'm a bit occupied with exams right now. So just a little heads up for you guys, and with all that being said, let's get started.
Go select.
Alright, so at number 5, Xerath is still good. He has lots of poke. He has very high AP ratio, so if you get some AP on him, you'll be doing a lot of damage to the enemy team. His sieging is really good since he can chunk people down, and when he's fed, he can output a lot of damage, and he does have a semi-global ultimate to help kill people on the map. He also has wave clear with his Q and W, so it's kind of hard for the enemy to siege onto his team. Now some cons about him are assassins. People like Vi, people who get on him easily and take him out, are a big threat to him since he doesn't really have that much self-peel except for his E. And it's not like he can nuke them very fast since he is a Poke champion. And he's actually kind of a hard champion to play since his ultimate actually requires skill to use. And he is very reliant on hitting all of his skill shots, so do take note of that. Alright, so next up at number 4 is Ahri. So she did kind of get nerfed this patch, and that's why she's been lowered in the tier list, but she is still decent at being Ahri. So she still has a decent laning phase, her Q damage didn't get nerfed, she still has high pick potential with her R and E, and she is still decently good at assassinating people. She does have decent wave clear with her Q, and her Q movement speed makes her ungankable without hard CC. And some cons of her is that they nerfed her damage a bit, there's no more charm DFG, and the acquisition range was lowered a bit, but honestly I don't think it's that big of a deal to people who play Ahri. Since if you're going in, well, you're probably gonna go in and hit someone. You still have 2 charges to escape or, keep going in. Next up at number 3 is going to be Kassadin. So originally I started seeing him in the top lane, sometime mid lane. But then of course I started playing a bit more solo queue, started seeing him mid lane more, and yeah, he's actually a pretty decent mid once he starts going. He's easily one of the best roamers in the game because of his R giving him so much mobility. And he's also very good against mages because 1, he has a magic damage shield, and 2, he has a lot of sustain with Catalyst and Flask. He does have very high AP ratios, so once he gets some AP, you can start noticing him doing some damage. He does have a decent mages since he can last hit a tower with his W now, and has built-in mana sustain too with his W of course too, so he can use Q to last hit under tower too. He is also ungankable after level 6 since he does have his Rift Walk. Now some cons of Kassadin are that his Rift Walk can cost a lot of mana, so you better watch out on how much stacks you have before you use your next ultimate. His base damages are really low, so if you do fall behind, you can't rely on your base damages to keep you in the game, and that makes him a more snowball reliant champion. Pre-6 he doesn't have any escapes, he has to rely on his flash, and he has to wait a long time for his ultimate to cool off from the stacking. The key point here about Kassadin and why he's here is because of his ultimate and how mobile he can be around the map and how he can pick off enemies easily. At number 2 is going to be Talon. So Talon does have really good pick potential with his E, his R, his W, and a lot of his damage in his kit. He has pretty good wave clear with his Tiamat and W, and in teamfights he will do a lot of AoE damage with his W, R, and Tiamat. He can easily take down squishies with the amplified damage coming from his E, his Q, and all of the other skills. And when he does go into these team fights, he does have a pretty good escape with his ultimate, giving him stealth and movement speed to get out if he needs to, or of course, go back in to get more kills. Talon's base damage is pretty strong, so if he does fall a bit behind, he can always still be useful in team fights since his base damage is pretty high. He also scales really great into the mid game and late game, just because of his passive giving him more damage and his E, amplifying the damage from his skills and auto attacks. Next up at number 1 is going to be Katarina. So basically Katarina wins team fights if someone is low, because after she gets that one reset, basically she can clean up the fight after that. She has good mobility with her Shunpo, so it makes her an excellent roamer to pick up some kills around the map, and she does have a high damage low cooldown ultimate, so if she uses it to kill somebody, it'll be back up right for the next person. She is scary when she's fed because you know that she's going to be the one carrying the team fights, and when she does get that Zhonya's, it is very hard to deal with her as she does have a lot of AoE damage in team fights, and if she is in a pickle, all she has to do is pop it back up and there will probably be some deaths on your team, so she has her skills back up and can either escape or of course kill your team. She doesn't have any hard CC, so if your jungler doesn't have any hard CC, it's kind of hard to kill the enemy laner in her lane. She does have some bad lane matchups who can bully her out of lane, push her to her tower, and of course she is countered by hard CC, but not really because she probably already used all her skills when she jumped in except her ultimate, and that's the only thing you can really stop. And yeah, her base damage is pretty decent too, so if you kind of fall behind, maybe hopefully you can find some kills around the map, but again, just winning those team fights is really good for solo queue. Hey guys, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, check out top 5 best marksmen out there, junglers, and top laners for all for patch 5.3. If you guys did enjoy this video, maybe you want to subscribe right there. It's free, it's easy, and it's one click away. So yeah, and I am Panther Dragon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my insight, and I'll see you guys next time.